Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of A Brew for Two podcast. I'm your host, Brad, along with my co-host, Derek. We are here on episode number 61, and we have lots to talk about this episode. First, this is our first episode of the new year, so Happy New Year to our listeners.
2021, woo.
Woohoo, 2021. So we got 9 months of bullshit, and then... then because we have a new strain of coronavirus...
Yeah,
it's come over from the UK.
That's just like a little bit more, like, what the hell's even the word? It's not worse. It's just, it moves around easier.
Yeah,
that's about it.
As you may know, our last episode was about 2 weeks ago because we took a break because it was Christmas holidays. And kind of we both looked at each other and we were like, we don't really want to do an episode this week. Just enjoy our...
Yeah, that was last week. That was because it was like Christmas and stuff last week, and we're just like, you know what? Nah, we'll just hang out and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Which I think worked out better.
Christmas was like a week ago now, so the week is coming to an end, and
the
holidays are coming to an end.
Well, my holidays are coming to an end. Yours are pretty well just beginning.
You would think, but I found out some stuff about the back to work policy stuff, so I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Well, it'll probably just be like before, where you were just online with one or two kids.
No, it's different.
Oh,
it's very different.
Great.
Because last year I think it was more they wanted, like, they didn't know what to do, so we're like, everybody's online, and now it's different where they're like, we don't want our staff to be basically sitting around doing nothing.
Well, what do they expect? The kids aren't going to school. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Until I have any further instructions. Hopefully that comes tomorrow in an email.
Yeah,
because I'm supposed to have a staff meeting on Monday.
Yeah, which they still haven't told you when it's going to be.
Well, no, I don't know anything when.
You know, it's Monday. Just who knows when.
Yeah, I'll probably have to set my alarm on Monday morning and wake up a usual time.
Yeah,
and just see if there's an email.
Yeah, let's see something on the weekend, but. Also, do you know, by the way, that Bill left half a fucking pizza in that box?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Could have refrigerated it.
Yeah, it's Bill. Good. There's like half a pizza sitting in there.
Oh, it's garbage now. I'm not. I mean, if I.
It's only been a day.
Day and
a half.
Well, you guys were over Thursday.
Yeah.
So
it's Saturday.
So it's been like.
I sat out for 2 days. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. And don't even think about it.
Don't eat it.
Like, sure, if pizza was left out like maybe a day,
a day, yeah, like the next day,
maybe 6 hours.
Like the next day, like if you have it for dinner the one night, like the next day, if you wake up for like lunch or something like that, you can have it. If it's still out, it's probably fine. But yeah.
So with this being the holidays, the end of the holidays, I've been basically doing nothing. I've just been watching a lot of TV. I have Supernatural on the go.
Yeah.
I finished Veronica Mars, and it was a good show. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And now I moved on to Supernatural. And
only 11 more seasons to go.
Only 11 more seasons to go. I can do this. I just got to season 4 today. And I posted something on Twitter that I found interesting. Episode 1 of Supernatural, Dean says no chick flick moments.
Oh yeah, there's multiple.
But then the entire series, there's chick flick moments.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, that's what happens, right?
Dean's breaking his rule.
I don't think he's doing it intentionally.
No, he's not. It's like Sam tries to say, like, oh, sorry. And he's like, no chick flick moments. And then there's the rest of the series, a bunch of chick flick moments.
Yeah.
But in between watching Supernatural, I crushed a season of Cobra Kai. There was a new season of Cobra Kai that got released on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. And because we weren't doing anything yesterday, I just decided
to binge the whole thing.
There was 10 episodes this series. This season, season 3, there was and each episode is like about 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
So 10 episodes, 30 minutes. Took me like about 6 hours.
No, you nothing else better to do, right?
I didn't actually plan on watching the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pace myself. I'm gonna pace myself because sometimes I don't like binge watching stuff.
It depends what it is for me if I like binge watching or not. Like something like Supernatural, because I've watched it so many times, I know what episodes are like just filler episodes.
Yeah.
Just to fill out the season.
And plus Supernatural,
like specifically like this season, they're pretty sure it's like season 3 or 4. Like, don't even bother watching unless you want to watch it, because it's got nothing to do with the storyline of the movie or the show. It's literally just an episode where they it's a Halloween episode.
Oh. Where
the random monsters from Halloween come to life or whatever.
Okay.
So, but nothing to do with the story. But
I kind of like Halloween episodes of shows, but the special episodes that I tend to like not watch are the Christmas episodes.
Yeah. The Christmas ones are
because
the Halloween ones are usually better, but for some reason with Supernatural, like, the Christmas ones are. I would say the Christmas ones are actually better with Supernatural than the Halloween ones.
But like the show, you can't really tell which one's a Halloween episode because it's all about chasing down monsters and demons and angels.
Oh, well, with this season you can definitely tell 100%, because it's literally an entire episode about just like Dracula and Frankenstein, and like, it's literally just an episode about Halloween monsters.
Yeah. So I've been watching that, and like Christmas was good to me. I got sweaters, I got beer, I got records.
I got money.
And I got about a little bit of I got a beer store gift card that I still have that I haven't used yet. It's sitting on top of my fridge.
You got beer, so
I got enough beer. Yeah. I realized that the other day, where I'm just like, I bought that 24 case before Christmas.
Yeah, you did.
Before the Christmas break.
Yeah.
And then I bought that 6-packs before the Christmas break.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of beer for Christmas.
Well, Bill bought that 6-pack, didn't he?
No, that 6-pack of Canadian?
Yeah.
No, I bought that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I got the gift card for the LCBO, so I went to the LCBO.
Oh, yeah, that's right too. Yeah.
And then I got more beer.
Yeah, I think you got that cooler of beer. You got that box of beer. Yeah,
well,
you got a lot of beer.
The box of beer didn't have any beer in the box.
Oh.
But it's a good little travel case in case COVID lets us go places again.
I mean, hopefully it should soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the NDP?
What Canada about the NDP?
Here? Apparently, one of their staff members decided to go to Greece for the Christmas holidays. Came with my newsfeed this morning, and I was like, really? And I read into it, and she's like, yeah. She's like, well, I was at home, and then I decided to go back to Greece to visit the rest of my family. And it's like, you're not supposed to be leaving.
Well, we don't have a finance minister anymore.
No, we don't. Our country's falling apart.
It's like, Doug Ford was like, hey, buddy, what are you doing?
Did you read into that story anymore?
No.
So more news came out about it, like what he was doing to cover it up. There's literally a picture of him standing on a porch in St. Bart's with some pancakes and some syrup. There's no snow anywhere. No nothing. And he's just like, oh, I'm home for the holidays. And then there's a picture of him, and there's a video of him in a Zoom call with the other people, like of his team, whatever. And he's got like a green screen behind him of whatever the hell it is downtown, Queens Park, whatever.
Yeah.
And you can hear the waves in the background from the water.
Jeez.
And it's like, dude.
I mean, if you're trying to cover your tracks, go somewhere where there's snow so people don't go to like Aruba, Jamaica.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if they have like the immediate tests and shit. People are struggling with no money and can barely pay their bills.
Exactly.
And you're going to take a vacation, especially being the finance minister. Like,
exactly.
Just crazy.
Exactly.
But Canada's falling apart.
Canada is falling apart. I saw that picture of how people in the States want what people in the States want Canada to be.
Yeah.
And it's like all the Western
California
states,
and stuff.
California, Washington.
Yeah.
Like all the Western states and a little New York, and then the rest can be the states. Like,
yeah.
Like, give us California, give us Washington.
We'll adopt you. All right.
Like, give us New York City, but give us New York, but like you can take the rest.
Well, they're screwed, man. I think I read today they only getting like $1,800 this entire time.
For what?
From the government for stimulus checks.
Because
Kind of like our unemployment, like we're getting $2,000 a month. They've gotten 1,800 up to this point.
That's
in total.
That's not enough.
It's nothing.
That's nothing.
What is that? What's that going to do? $1,800 for a year.
That's nothing. That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
that's the States, though.
United States. But in other words, like, I don't know. We're messed up right now, and it's the start of a new year, and things are getting worse before they get better. We have a vaccine now.
There's multiple vaccines. I don't know which one anymore. There's like 2 or 3 now.
There's 2. There's 2? Pfizer, and then I forget the other one.
Oh, those are 2 we're getting. There's more than that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
But yeah, things are seemingly getting better, but they're going to get a little worse before they get a lot better.
I don't know about you, but I haven't felt anything getting worse. It's just kind of... It's just weird.
I was actually laughing the other day because like Ford said, we were on lockdown on December 26th.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I was like at the grocery store because my mom needed milk.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like we're on lockdown.
No, nothing's changed.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't feel like we can't go anywhere. If I'm still going to pick up milk at the grocery store.
The worst thing we can't do right now, as far as I'm concerned, is we can't go to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things for us. For just a very selfish thing, but for us, it's just we can't go to the movie theaters or see movies and shit.
Movies and TV shows are our livelihood.
Yeah.
And very much the roots of this podcast. Because
that's the entire reason why we started, because we like talking about movies and TV shows.
We like talking about movies and TV shows. We like talking about the upcoming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a lot of upcoming stuff, but we have gotten away from why we started this, because we like to talk about the movies we've seen, and we like to talk about the TV shows we watched. And because of COVID right now, we're not getting... We're getting new content on streaming services, which is great.
Yeah, but it's like very few and far between. It's not like it's every month or something like that. It's like every 6 months we're getting something new.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether or not we even want to watch it is another story altogether, right?
Like, there's this new show on Amazon Prime called Yellowstone.
Yeah, I keep seeing trailers for that, and it actually looks pretty good.
I haven't seen the single trailer, but I'm just like, I'm on the fence, because I'm like, I don't like, oh, pardon me. Excuse me. I don't something about that show like strikes me as like, I'm probably not gonna like this.
I keep getting like before the episodes come on for like Supernatural, I'll keep getting the advertisement for it. So
and like with movies, like we did get a new release on over the holiday. We got 2 new releases for movies over the holidays.
Yeah, we got Soul and we got Wonder Woman 1984.
And
which we both watched Soul. It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
And I watched Woman 1984, and
it
like,
was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was not the movie I thought it was gonna be.
So I was watching Soul when my mom walks downstairs, and she's like, "Aren't you a little like? Is this a little juvenile for you to watch?"
No, that movie's like way for adults.
Oh yeah, I was listening to a guy. He's a movie reviewer on YouTube, Jeremy Johns.
Yeah.
And spelled Jahns. So Jeremy was saying how, for a kids movie, it has a lot of adult themes to it.
Yeah.
And like and a lot of kids movies, you go in with your kids, and you're thinking as you're watching this movie, I'm just here for my kid. I'm here for my kid. Damn it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here, but I have to sit through this crappy movie, but I'm doing it for my children.
Yeah, then you get like halfway through and you're like, oh, this is really good.
But now he's like, oh, let's go watch Soul on Disney Plus. And you're watching Soul, and it's like, you know what? This is actually pretty good. And then your kid is going, I'm bored of this movie.
Yeah.
It's not great. I did like the relationship between the 2 characters. Number 22 and the musical guy, I forget his name now.
It was like a week ago we watched it. So
Joe, the musical music teacher named Joe Gardner. Thank God, Soul is a fast word to spell, because I spelled that out quickly, and I was like, oh, Joe, that's his name.
Yeah.
So basically, Joe dies by falling down a manhole.
Yeah, it's a really shitty way to die.
Yeah. Actually, what was I was watching something the other day, and it was this old man complaining at the. Oh no, it was Cobra Kai. And there was this old man complaining. It was like, why do we have to change the name of the sewers? Why can't they be called manholes anymore? We used to call them manholes in my day. What's the wrong with calling them manholes?
No one's never stopped calling them that.
There is a scene in the new Cobra Kai season where they're at like a meeting.
Yeah.
A meeting, and it was like one of those public government meeting stuff. And they're at a meeting, and there's this old man complaining about because the city wants to rename manholes.
Oh, okay.
And this old man's complaining about it. Anyway, so Joe falls down a manhole. He dies, and his soul he dies, but goes to this elevator that brings him to the next life. Yeah. And then he escapes to this like after.
No, it was before.
Before kind of.
Before life, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what the hell it is.
And then he gets assigned a buddy who's voiced by Tina Fey, number 22.
Oh, because the entire time he's trying to figure out how to get back to his body and back to Earth.
Yeah, and then number 22, she's been there for years, decades and eons, and she's had many mentors like Muhammad Ali and like Gandhi and Abraham Lincoln. It was actually funny. I did get when they showed the contact between her former mentors, I got a good laugh.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
Like Muhammad Ali's like, "You are the greatest pain in my," like, and then with Abraham Lincoln, it's like she goes like, "Why are you so great?" And she's like, "Because I abolished slavery." But you're on the penny. And she's explaining to him, it's like, "You're on the penny, though." It's like, "I don't care that I'm on the penny, but Andrew Jackson's on the 20. Well, Jackson!" Like, he throws down his hat. So, it's actually a really good movie. It makes you think about life.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, it's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's free.
It's free. They
just completely released it, so.
It's free. Unlike Wonder Woman 1984, where...
which you had to pay for to watch.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't originally supposed to come to Canada at all.
No.
Because it was only going to be released on HBO Max's streaming service.
Yeah.
And because we have Crave, we have a watered down version of HBO Max where we get we
get barely anything. No, I wouldn't even say barely anything. We get pretty well nothing. We probably get less. Like as far as HBO Max goes, like first when that came out, we've probably gotten less than we probably got less things I could count on both my hands. Mm-hmm. Added to it since HBO Max was announced.
So like it was originally said, Wonder Woman 1984 will be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And because HBO Max has a partnership with Crave, which it rarely does, you won't get Wonder Woman 1984 until like a month after it's released. And then about last minute, Amazon Prime the Cineplex decided to do something different because the Cineplex was like, yeah, we'll still show it in theaters. But then it's just like, how are you still going to show it in theaters in Canada? Theaters are closed.
Theaters are closed in the States too. Theaters are closed everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
But like Cineplex is only, the brand name Cineplex is only Canadian.
Yeah.
Brand.
I mean, you could have probably also rented it off the Cineplex store.
Well, you can.
Right.
You could.
Yeah.
But also the same price. So
yeah.
So I rented it.
Yeah, but also you could have ordered stuff from the Cineplex.
You could have, yeah.
You could have ordered from the Cineplex and get the movie deal, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I ordered it off of Amazon Prime, and I rented it. And me and Derek watched it.
Yeah, Bill was here.
Bill was here too. He wasn't really paying attention much, but
yeah, we watched it. It was okay. It wasn't.
It was okay. It wasn't.
It was definitely, I would say, a lot more hyped up than it turned out to be.
Yeah.
The trailers made it look a lot better than it was, honestly.
Well, here's where I think it was a good movie, but I don't think, because throughout the trailers it was saying, "Oh, Cheetah's going to be the villain in this."
Yeah.
So I didn't know Pedro Pascal was going to be in that movie at all as Max.
No, he wasn't showed in any of the trailers.
No,
like not one.
No.
Then it's supposed to be a big surprise, but it's like, well, yeah, but then we show us this other villain who's supposed to be the big bad, And then she turns out to be just basically the B-side villain and gets her ass handed to her at the end, and then that's it. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
And like, why did she need a tail? Why did Cheetah need a tail?
I don't know.
Like, I get cheetahs have tails, but why did she need one?
I don't know.
Like,
trying to make it accurate.
And
I don't know.
And having a tail during a fight with Wonder Woman, that's a disadvantage.
Yeah. You just grab that and chuck her somewhere. I don't know. Like,
yeah. But and then like Steve Trevor comes back, but instead of him,
oh yeah, by the way, we're completely spoiling the movie right now.
Yeah.
So sorry.
But Steve Trevor comes back, but instead of him actually coming back, he possesses a body.
Yes, and then and then nobody but her can see him.
Yeah.
Like, so everyone else is seeing somebody else, and she's seeing Steve, and it's like, this is like, why? I thought the whole premise is he was supposed to be coming back. He was supposed to be coming back, and that was it.
So like,
silly. Like, it was an okay movie, but it was not.
And like, she didn't even really wish him to come back. She just held the wishing stone in her hand and said,
I guess it read her deepest, darkest desire in her mind, and then that was it, I guess.
Yes. So, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, this random guy comes up to her, and it ends up being Steve, who in a random guy's body.
Yeah. And
then Wonder Woman and them get it on without his consent.
Literally, yeah. Because he's possessing a dude's body, and I assume he can't talk to him, so. Yeah.
So he's just like supernatural. Demons possess people, but they're still there.
Yep.
Like,
they know what's going on, but they can't do anything about it.
And even at the end, like after all the hijinks happened, at the end, where she sees that random dude again, he doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
And also they added that part at the end last minute.
Yeah.
Because it was being released at Christmas. They're like, this is supposed to be a 4th of July movie, but it's going to be released at Christmas now.
Yeah, this movie was supposed to be out 6 months ago, but
let's make it Christmas, which is weird because now like Cobra Kai season 3 came out yesterday. It was supposed to be released I think like a year ago.
No.
Or like maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe during the summer, but it was supposed to be released a long time ago. And like it wasn't.
Yeah.
And like sometime like we're gonna get a whole bunch of releases now that were supposed to be released like a year ago. And I just don't it's gonna be weird because they're gonna have like dated references in them in those movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, for you, it's not too bad because your pre will be off anyway, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I had something going on with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we got some news.
Yep.
Some of this news is 2 weeks old because I put together the news and then I was like, you know what? Didn't really want to do the podcast last week, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff from last week, but it's still somewhat relevant, I guess.
Some of the stuff, I got rid of some of the stuff because, I mean, some of the stuff was worth talking about.
Yeah.
Like this first article that I have here. But a lot of the other stuff wasn't. So I got rid of the stuff that wasn't worth talking about. And voila, now I have my notes. So The Mandalorian Season 2 was released a couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was released a couple months ago. October, November, somewhere around there. And season finale was December 18th. The season finale of Season 2. And they will be back for Season 3. You know who also is coming back with the series? Ahsoka. You know who's also coming back as a series? Boba Fett. We're getting a Book of Boba Fett series on Disney+. The Book of Boba Fett is a standalone Star Wars series that was not announced during Disney's Avalanche of Star Wars project that were announced a few weeks ago. The Book of Boba Fett is filming now, confirmed the director. The show is able to use the same virtual production that The Mandalorian uses, which crew has dubbed The Volume. This is actually separate from The Mandalorian Season 3, and then we go into production after that with Season 3 of The Mandalorian, with the main character that we all know and love, played by Pedro Pascal. The Book of Boba Fett is set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, as it stars Tamura Morrison as the bounty hunter Boba Fett, along with Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand, Robert Rodriguez, who directed Chapter 14 of Season 2, the installment that reintroduced Fett, Star Wars, joins Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni as executive producers. As whether or not there will be flashbacks, that is unclear, but many would like to see how the characters survived his Sarlacc pit adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why is Boba Fett a girl?
No, Boba Fett's not a girl.
That's what you just said, wasn't it?
No.
No?
Fennec Shand is a different person.
Okay.
But no, Boba Fett, back in the 70s, Boba Fett had a cartoon series where it explained a lot of this. Well, not back in the 70s, back in the 80s. Well, probably 70s, maybe it was maybe 78, 79,
yeah.
80.
I kind of wish we weren't getting these things. Ahsoka for sure, but we don't need a Boba Fett movie or TV show. We have a Mandalorian TV show.
There's a big group of Boba Fett lovers. You know what's being talked about now, actually? They might bring back Mace Windu.
I don't think Sam Jackson's going to reprise that role.
He might.
I don't know. I think he's done with that. He's also not 20.
He's the one that teased it.
Oh, God, come on.
It was his birthday, and he teased that he might be back. He might come back.
I just don't think we need a Boba Fett show. I really don't. I really don't think there's enough people out there being like, we need to have this show. We need to know what happened. No one cares.
But also, you know what's going to be in this show? It's also going to be flashbacks, but it's going to be present day. You know what happened at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2? It was a post-credit scene. But Boba Fett goes back into Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
And you know who's sitting on Jabba's throne because Jabba's dead?
Yeah.
You know his right-hand man? Jabba's right-hand man. I forget his name. But the guy with that, like, squid kind of coming out of his head.
No, it's been so long since I've watched those movies.
Well, anyway, so Jabba's right-hand man
is
now sitting on Jabba's throne. And he's big now. Like, he's not a skinny man anymore. He's a big guy. And he's sitting on Jabba's throne. Which Jabba had a throne, apparently.
Yeah, it was under him somewhere.
So Boba Fett comes in, and the guy's like, "Hey, Boba, I haven't seen you in a while." Bang! Boba kills him.
Yeah.
And then Boba sits on his throne. And now Boba has he's out for vengeance now.
Against who?
I don't know. But he's badass, and he's...
Because, like, if it's going to be anybody, it would probably be Skywalker, I would assume, right?
Well, that would have been an awkward reunion if they were both... If he was on the ship when Luke came to pick up Grogu, but...
Yeah, but, I mean, if this is such a big thing, like him having to go after Luke, well, he's had all this time.
Luke didn't kill him. Han did.
Well, Han's dead, so...
No.
Well, now... Well, in this universe, no, he's not dead yet, but then, like... I don't know. I think this is just fucking much. I think this is just going to be a ridiculous show that does not need to be made. That is literally just Disney milking Star Wars for everything that it has.
Well, obviously Disney was going to milk Star Wars.
I get it, but like giving a fucking B character a fucking TV show.
There's a cult following behind Boba Fett.
There's also a cult following behind Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's getting his own TV show, and Obi-Wan deserves his own TV show. Boba Fett, after the Sarlacc pit, when he was eaten by the Sarlacc, nobody thought about him afterwards. Like, oh, is he alive? No one really cared.
But it's all because of like, the Boba Fett action figures, the Boba Fett. It's all merchandising.
It's just Disney literally just milking it for no reason because I think the show's gonna be a complete flop. I don't think it's gonna be good.
I don't think it's gonna be a complete flop.
They already have a show like this, and it's called The Mandalorian. They literally are making it right now. Like, why do we need another bounty hunter TV show?
Fans love Boba Fett. What can I say?
I think it's gonna flop, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's Derek's opinion.
Yeah.
If we were on video, there would be a sarcastic thumbs up right now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it would just be like.
So that's coming. Our next bit of news: MGM Studios are to sell their assets. Reports say that MGM is one of the oldest movie studios in operation and is currently exploring a sale of all its assets, including its vast film library, which includes the James Bond franchise. The studio is best known for producing the James Bond movies, along with Eon Productions, since the beginning of the franchise. MGM has also produced a number of other big movies, including the Pink Panther series, Sylvester Stallone's Rocky, as well as the Hobbit trilogy.
They produce more, but those are probably the big, well-known ones that people will know.
Yeah.
They've been around for over 100 years.
Yeah,
so.
the MGM studios were behind Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, so they've been around for a very, very long time.
And I believe Gone with the Wind as well.
Probably.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that MGM is actually actively trying to sell off their studio investment banks, Morgan Stanley and Liontree LLC. So I'm guessing that's something limited corporation.
Something, yeah. Probably.
The report mentions MGM is valuing itself at $5.5 billion. So do we have $5.5 billion? No.
No, I wish.
A number that includes not only all of its current titles, but its entire historic film library. So Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, and anything else. The studio has been struggling with no major theater releases in 2020 and was at a point rumored to be looking for a streaming buyer for No Time to Die. If the studio is sold, it will be a sad day in movie history, though one that is not surprising given the struggles the industry has faced in 2020. The sale will also have repercussions for No Time to Die. If MGM is sold soon, the Bond film could find itself getting released on a streaming service after all.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like, there's
it's really sad when like a corporation goes under, because then people get fired and
for that aspect, yeah, it's surprising that they're going under, given that they own the movie rights to fucking everything.
Yeah,
MGM. So I don't know. It's kind of funny that they are going to go under. They're probably not going to go under completely, realistically.
Well, MGM Studios, like right now, it's really Disney.
Yeah.
And MGM Studios, like their only big blockbuster is James Bond. Really, if you really think about it.
James Bond, the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, but like
they have a lot more than just James Bond. They have a lot more,
but the Lord of the Rings movies are done. The Hobbit movies are done. Like unless they do like the Silmarillion next, which is basically a compilation of stories, rather than which is an A to Z story. It's a more compilation of stories called the Silmarillion. Unless they do that, but I don't think they're gonna do that. But MGM doesn't like. What was the last movie? Do you remember the last movie you saw with the lion head at the beginning?
Creed 2.
Oh, Creed 2 was. But yeah, okay, they have the Rocky pictures, so. But they have the Rocky pictures, so anything Rocky related they have. But like other than that, Creed 2 came out
2018.
2 years ago.
Yep.
So
some movie called Fighting with My Family last year.
Okay, so that was MGM 2. So Fighting with My Family was actually pretty funny. Quite enjoyed that.
I mean, besides that, it's they did the Hot Tub Time Machine stuff, 2001: Space Odyssey, obviously all the Bond movies, Jeepers Creepers movies, Rocky movies, Legally Blonde movies, apparently.
So they have franchises, but not really much anymore. Like Creed 2 came out 2 years ago. Creed 3 is coming, but with this selling of library,
they did Rain Man.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've done obviously a lot of movies like that.
They've done a lot of movies.
That's just the ones that they were in the box office.
But where movie theaters are going, like it's all like Disney. Disney's like runs the movie theater business now.
Oh, I would not doubt that.
And
Disney...
Warner Brothers, Disney and Warner Brothers. We don't really see MGM anymore. Like we either see the WB logo, the Disney logo, or the Marvel logo, or the.
Who did Kingsman?
Kingsman Secret. 20th Century Fox.
Okay.
Which is now Disney.
Yeah.
Or Sony, or the Sony logo. But like, so we don't really see the lion roaring in the beginning of pictures anymore, because MGM was known for their like Rain Man, and was Forrest Gump an MGM?
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
But realistically, what's going to happen is probably Disney or WB is going to buy them. We'll buy everything.
I feel like Disney will.
Oh, Disney's got the money behind it, but it's a matter of whether they want to or not, because It's gotta
Disney
be.
would love to probably have the Bond franchise.
Oh, probably we get a lot more people onto their streaming
They're
services.
gonna milk it. They're gonna make Bond a Disney princess because that's what they do.
Yeah.
They love their Disney princesses. Because they're gonna make Bond a name rather than his name. They're gonna make it a name.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have a female James Bond one day.
No, they're already doing that. That's already happening. That was supposed to be the next movie.
That was, but not anymore.
Yeah. Well,
because Daniel Craig came back, and now
no, he's still in the movie. She's still in the movie. He's passing the torch to her. That was the whole premise.
Oh, that was the whole premise.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah, she's the next Bond. He comes back to train her.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Jane Bond.
Mm.
But they're actually also looking for a new Bond right now.
Oh, yeah,
Henry
probably.
Cavill's name has been in the works, but they think Henry Cavill is too well known of an actor to play James Bond, which I
What
kind
about
of.
Pierce Brosnan? The fuck? What do you mean?
Well,
What, too well known, like.
Henry Cavill played Superman,
Yeah.
but before Superman, he was rare. He was that guy from The Tudors, which he was a very, very unknown actor. And then he became Superman, and then everybody knew Henry Cavill's name. Henry Cavill became a household name. So now people are like, what if he played James Bond? But they're like, maybe he's too well known of an actor to play James Bond. Another name that got put in the hat is Idris Elba. A lot of people want to see Idris Elba play James Bond, which I think he would make a heck of a good James Bond. But with this sale, who knows where James Bond's gonna go? Who knows?
I mean, Pierce Brosnan was in like Miss Doubtfire and shit.
But like pre-James Bond.
He was in a bunch of shit before James Bond. It's just,
was it well known?
I'm pretty sure Miss Doubtfire is a very well known movie.
Wait, was Pierce Brosnan the '90s James Bond?
Yes.
Okay, I was getting the James Bonds mixed up.
No, he was in that. He was in Dante's Peak, Mamma Mia. That was after that. Yeah, like he was in other stuff. He was on a TV series called Remington Steele for like 5 years. I assume it was probably a British TV show.
Yeah,
but he's probably known already, especially over there. Like, and Daniel Craig, I'm pretty sure he was definitely in more other stuff before that. Before being Bond.
I don't. He was in very little before James Bond. I don't remember seeing him in much since 2007 when Casino Royale came out.
He was in GoldenEye.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Huh.
Movie called Munich. He was in Defiance 2008.
He was in Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
He was in Golden Compass. He was in Lara Croft.
But like, I didn't really knew who he was until Casino Royale.
Oh, he's a movie called The Trench. I think I watched that actually.
But who knows? Like I said, who knows where these James Bond is going to go when MGM might be sold because of the theater drought.
Yeah.
No going to movies in 2020.
Yeah.
So MGM. Next, we're getting 2 more Wonder Woman movies. So Wonder Woman, which is not surprising because it's a superhero flick, and
yeah, I'm curious to see the numbers when they release them, like how many people actually like bought it and watched it.
Wonder Woman 1984 is currently lighting up at HBO Max with bright colors, vibrant action sequences, and superhero optimism. Also, another note: it was a movie made based in the 80s with little 80s music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Director Patty Jenkins was recently confirmed to be returning for her third Wonder Woman adventure, but just before the announcement that she would be back behind the camera, the next movie in the trilogy. Jenkins' continued involvement with Wonder Woman was officially revealed by the studio, with Warner Brothers chief Toby Emmerich officially announcing Wonder Woman 3. So after the third one, there could be 2 more. Or there could be...
I think there's 1 more.
Okay.
Trilogy is 3 movies, not more than...
No, there could be 2 more after Wonder Woman 1984. So we're getting a third and a possible 4th.
Well, I guess, yeah, because they're retconning the first movie, I guess. Oh, wait, no, they're not. But wait, they are. But then they're also retconning every movie that came before this movie, but they're also not. DC they're fucking all over the place.
DC is basically like, sorry we fucked up on Justice League.
Yeah.
So here,
here's a movie that we kind of also fucked up on, but it's not as bad. Not as bad.
We're going in the right direction. Shazam was a great success. Wonder Woman was a great success. Aquaman was a great success. We're getting there, guys.
It's kind of when you break something and you sweep it underneath the rug and hope that no one forgets about it and hope nobody steps on it.
And then your mom comes home and lifts up the thing and
everyone's like, well, what's this? And they're like, I don't know.
He did it.
They did it. And looking at Disney, and they're like, they did it. And it's no.
You go, he did it. And then you turn around and you see Joss Whedon standing there with his like arms on his hips.
Yeah. Well, you can't blame me. I didn't. Well,
you can't blame me. I didn't. Joss Whedon had all the product, but he's not here anymore. Not Joss Whedon. Zack Snyder had. Yeah. It was Zack Snyder. No, it was.
Well, he had the universe set up, so I'm still very curious to see this Justice League movie when it comes out.
Right, and it's
because I want to see what his vision for the universe was.
And it's not just gonna be 5 minutes of extra footage.
It's an entire new movie.
It's an entire new movie. Yeah. We're gonna get 2 Batman flicks. Did you know there's going to be 2 Batman movies being filmed at the same time?
How's that going to work?
There's going to be Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? And then there's going to be the Snyderverse.
No. Everything's already...
Batfleck is coming back for the...
Oh, yeah, for reshoots for that movie, yes.
Yeah, reshoots for that movie. Plus, I think there's going to be another movie. There's going to be more after that. Because HBO Max wants, I think, more Justice League stuff. So he's possibly doing more stuff with Batman other than just Justice League.
We'll see when that happens, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he wants to put the suit back on after that train wreck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, Wonder Woman. We're getting more Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
We're possibly getting 6 seasons of Cobra Kai, which Cobra Kai fans, Karate Kid fans, you're gonna love. I don't think it should go 6 seasons.
I think it should be done already, but yeah.
I think they should do 1 more season and then finish it. But
4 seasons, that's it.
Finish it.
Yeah, 3 or 4 seasons. That's a good little round number for a show.
Yeah. With season 3 of Cobra Kai now even more imminent than previously thought, star Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, the true Karate Kid, cannot help but look to the future. If anybody got that reference, it was a How I Met Your Mother reference, and tease things to come.
It's very true, though.
Barney looks at 80s movies differently than the rest of the world.
Well, I mean, fuck, Ralph Macchio, like, he actually trained to do this shit. Danielson was like, I'm gonna wax your car. Yeah. I know karate now.
Ralph Macchio was Daniel.
The other one. Other way around.
Johnny.
Yeah. Johnny Lawrence.
Macchio, who believes that Daniel LaRusso is the Karate Kid saga, has now revealed that the creators behind the popular sequel series plans to play 6 seasons worth of story. 6 seasons in a movie. They've already done one, though. And that he and Zabka are on board for the duration. Well, here's why they're on board. Because they have nothing else to do.
Literally. They're not doing anything else. They're not in roles for movies, for other TV shows. They have nothing else to do.
Season 3 will now stream on Netflix a week earlier than planned. With season 4 already on the cards, yeah, we got season 3 a week earlier. Yeah. It was supposed to be released January 8th, got released January 1st.
Yeah.
Which is a good call by them because it was like, do it on the last weekend of the holidays.
Yeah.
Season 4 already on the cards. And a quote here, we're more than thinking about season 4. We start work on it in a few weeks, added Zabka. And beyond, the show has a long way to go. We're really having fun with it. So I watched season 3.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of season 3.
Yeah.
Because the Karate Kid series is more about the kids than the adults. But this season, they made it more about the adults than the children.
Well, that's the whole thing's about more the adults than the children.
No, it's this whole series. Think of the series being a combination of Degrassi and the Karate Kid.
Well, then they shouldn't have brought back both those actors.
But they brought back those actors to kind of because those actors are now
pass the baton, and the stories are about them coming to terms with the shit they fucking done, basically.
Yeah.
And training
but
these
now
kids.
it's like based on like their kids.
Yeah, but it's still not because they're still in the show.
Yeah.
And they're still training the kids.
But like it's season 1, it was all about the kids. Season 2 was all about the kids. Season 1 and 2 were all about the kids.
I couldn't tell you a thing in season. I couldn't tell you a thing in season 1 that one of those kids did that I remember. I remember what the adults did. I remember what the kids did.
The bonding, like freaking William Zabka is a shitty father in that series.
Yeah.
So he gets into a relationship with this hot Latino girl and becomes a surrogate father to surrogate father. Basically a dad to this kid named Miguel.
Yeah.
And his son is pissed because he's like, why can't you be a father to me?
Because you're a little asshole. That's why.
So it's this. So this season was more about the adults.
Mm.
Like, we want this, and less about the kids. Like, the kids were a part of it, yeah, but it was just.
I mean, I'm glad that Netflix picked it up, and it's not on YouTube, obviously, but
yeah, because YouTube Red, nobody's gonna subscribe to YouTube Red.
No, nobody does.
That was
their try to get in there, but like into the streaming service world, but. They just don't. They can't do it.
You know what I heard? I was listening to a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
And he had some guy on it. I don't know who he was. But he said Netflix is dead.
Yeah.
and Joey's like asked to explain. It's like you pay money to watch a show on Netflix.
Yeah.
You're watching a Joe Rogan podcast on YouTube for free.
It's not on YouTube. Spotify.
Oh, it was on YouTube.
Yeah,
well, that clip was on YouTube.
He's on Spotify now, but yeah.
That clip was a YouTube clip.
Yeah.
That was an older clip, but...
I wouldn't, based off that, I wouldn't say that Netflix is dead.
Netflix is not dead.
I would say it's slowly dying. I would say it's slowly losing a lot of stuff that it had.
Yeah, because
it's trying to keep itself afloat with like releasing new stuff like Cobra Kai and Sabrina, and like it's trying to keep themselves afloat, but they're not what they used to be.
They're not what they used to be because they used to be giants in this streaming.
Because they were the only one. That was the thing.
Because they were the only one. Now all the companies are like, we'll take that. We'll take this. We're making our own streaming services.
Yeah, we own the rights to this and this and this and this and this, and it's like, all right, all this stuff that you thought that was going to be on Netflix for a while is gone now. I mean,
so The Office is gone. That 70 Shows is gone.
I'm glad The Office is gone. It's a stupid show. But anyways.
It is a stupid show. Ridiculous.
Friends is gone too off there.
Good.
Like, which I don't understand why everyone is so goddamn enthralled with that show. I don't get it. I don't understand why these streaming services are paying so much goddamn money to have it on there. When you can go to Amazon and buy the whole goddamn show for a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And have it forever and not have to worry about what streaming service to watch it on. Because it's on Crave now, as of today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday, I think.
I think that's part of the HBO Max.
No, it's just on Crave.
Well, no, because
I don't know. But either way, I think it's just dumb. But
we're getting a DC comic movie about every year.
Ooh.
DC Film President Walter Hamada, who is one of the high-ranking studio chiefs within the Warner Brothers infrastructure at Warner Media, was recently interviewed regarding the superhero movie output expected in the future. As part of the piece, it is explained the goal is to have 2 DC movies annually released on HBO Max, which launched earlier this year. The studio would be in addition to any other adaptations that are produced by the studio. The piece notes that there could be as many as 4 DC movies hitting theaters per year starting in 2022. No titles have been settled on yet, but Static Shock and the long gestating Batgirl movie are named as projects that are possibly candidates to become HBO Max exclusive releases, while characters such as Batman and Wonder Woman will continue to get the big screen treatment. But basically the big Justice League characters, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Batman, they will be released in theaters, but lower tier superheroes like Static Shock, Batgirl, possibly Nightwing, possibly Teen Titans is already a show. But those will be HBO Max exclusive movies.
They can do that, but they got to be releasing this shit in Canada because that was the only reason I ever subscribed to HBO was because of that.
Well, I feel like we're getting there. I
hope so. Because this is ridiculous. I specifically I canceled mine because we didn't get anything. Right? I only got Crave. I got Crave because Crave had a few things I wanted to watch, but then obviously they added the HBO package, and I was like, oh, cool. I know HBO Max is coming out, so I'll get the HBO package, and then we got absolutely shafted by the States. So,
I think we're getting stuff eventually. I know we're getting the CW stuff on all the CW stuff.
The CW stuff's already on Crave,
but not the. We're getting this HBO Max exclude the spin-off CW stuff that is coming to HBO Max, like the Green Lantern series.
Yeah,
and we're getting that on Crave. That's coming to Crave.
Well, we're paying for HBO Max. We're just getting HBO Max. That's the thing, right? It's just doesn't matter. We should just be automatically getting all of the shit. But I guarantee you, these movies we're probably not going to get.
Maybe not. Because
look at Wonder Woman.
Maybe not, because Amazon Prime has come through on so many things.
Yeah, but that was just pure luck. It should have been on HBO Max, and we should have been able to watch it day one.
Wonder Woman 1984 came out on Amazon Prime. There was another movie earlier that was said to be released only in the States that we got on, I believe, Sonic and the Hedgehog.
No, Sonic and the Hedgehog was coming to Prime. That was already established.
There was a movie I forget what it was, but there was a movie that got released.
Oh yeah, we watched Sonic too, by the way.
Yeah, we watched also Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic was good. Sonic was pretty funny.
Sonic was good.
It made us chuckle.
And I think we covered this though.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks. I don't remember what we talked about.
You know who they're teasing to voice Knuckles?
Yeah.
The Rock.
Oh God. Okay, that's fun. That'd be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah, they were teasing that earlier, but we're getting DC Comics because of basically all the Marvel stuff coming out on Disney Plus. HBO Max needs stuff, so they're like, "Hey DC, can we get some stuff?"
Hey, they want more subs. Release everything in Canada. There you go. That's
and my last bit of news. Not really news. It's a Tom Hanks prediction. So 2020 has been a rough year.
Tom Hanks' news.
2020 has been a rough year for the theater industry, with movie theaters the world over. Let me read that again. 2020 has been a rough year for the theater industry, with movie theaters the world over fearing a collapse in the absence of new movies to showcase. Now theaters are making a tentative comeback, but the future remains highly uncertain. In a recent interview discussing his upcoming Western drama, News of the World, which I want to watch, I just can't find it. It was supposed to be released on Netflix on Christmas, but it's not. Where is it? Tom Hanks stated his belief that the theaters will soon become an exclusive domain of big budget franchises like the MCU. And here's a quote from Mr. Hanks. "A sea of change was due anyway. It was coming. Will movie theaters still exist? Absolutely, they will. In some ways, I think the exhibitors, once they're up and open, are going to have the freedom of choice of what movies they're going to play. Big event motion pictures are going to rule the day at the cinemas. News of the World might be the last adult movie about people saying interesting things that's going to play on the big screen somewhere. Because after this, in order to guarantee that people show up again, we are going to have the Marvel Universe and all sorts of franchises." So basically saying big budget movies, big budget movies like the MCU are going to get people back in theaters.
I mean, they will.
Not like little budget movies like this News of the World that got released on Netflix Christmas. Where is it? I don't know.
U.S.
No,
not in Canada.
No, it said it wasn't being released on Netflix in U.S. and in China, but streaming everywhere else. Yeah.
Then I don't know, my friend. I don't know. I'm looking for it, but I don't know. But I don't know. I think that movie theaters are gonna There's gonna be a lot less of them. Like, there's not gonna be like more than one per city anymore. Like, the one in the falls will probably close down, or that one might stay open. But I think
no, that one is really popular because Fort Erie doesn't have a movie theater.
Yeah, for now.
Fort Erie doesn't have one. Port Colborne doesn't have one.
St. Catharines has one.
St. Catharines has one. What else doesn't?
Welland has one.
Welland has a movie theater. Grimsby doesn't have one.
Oh.
The Lincoln areas don't have one. So the Lincoln people are coming to St. Catharines, while the Fort Erie people are coming to Niagara Falls
Or Welland.
Or
St. Catharines. But I don't know. I think there's gonna be. They're gonna have to do something about their prices. I think for movies too. They're gonna be probably upped a lot.
Yeah.
When we come back from this pandemic, like, it's not gonna be like, $10 a movie. It's probably gonna be 20, 25 to go see a movie, and there's be less people in the theaters, and it's gonna be a little more of an exclusive thing that people do. Not like when we were younger, we can go see a movie on a Tuesday for like $4. Right, it was half price on Tuesdays.
Well, like, the big thing is now you're paying for the seat rather than you're paying for the movie, because it's all assigned seating now. Anywhere you go, it's assigned seating.
Well, no, that's just the theater we go into. Or that was the theater we went into. Like that's why. All the other ones aren't.
Yeah.
It's just that just had to be that because that's the premier theater.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Hanks is right. Like Tenet is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Of a movie that no movie like Tenet is gonna come to the theaters anymore.
No. Well, everyone might. It's just it obviously came out in a time that it just wasn't a good time for it. I should have went straight to streaming services.
Yeah,
it probably would have made more money, honestly.
But like you're not going to see like Tenet anymore, movies like Tenet anymore at the theaters, because they're just people want to go see the big block. People want to go see like the Harry Potters, and Spider-Man and Ant-Man, Captain America and Avengers, and like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. People don't want to see The Godfather. People don't want to see Forrest Gump. People don't want to see.
I mean, if they played Forrest Gump in theater, I'd probably go see it.
Yeah, I'd probably go see it too. We're not going to get those movies anymore.
No, those types of movies, no.
Yeah, those types of movies, no. We're not going to get those types anymore.
No, and I think a lot of these theaters are probably either going to downsize or do something, because they don't need 7 theaters anymore in a movie theater. If they're just mostly like just showing big blockbusters, they're not going to need 7 or 8 theaters anymore, or 10 theaters like the one ours has.
Well,
right?
Well, on opening nights for stuff, it's good to have lots of theaters, because then you just
because not all the theaters are the 3D shit, right? That's and a lot of those movies you have to see it in that. You can't see it in 2D or just regular.
I remember going to see like Harry Potter at midnight. Yeah, and like they had like Cinema 1 and Cinema 10.
Yeah,
like you could go to Cinema 1 or Cinema 10.
Yeah, those are the 2 front ones. Those are the biggest ones.
Yeah,
yeah.
But sometimes they also show like, Wednesday is opera night, so you go see an opera at Cinema number 7.
I mean, fuck, you can rent those theaters out and go play video games in them. So
yeah, and I think that's where their large amount of money is going to go. Is renting out people, is gamers renting out theaters and playing them on the big screen. I thought about it.
The same. It costs a lot of money. It's like $2 or $3 grand.
Really? It's only like it's cheaper in the States to rent out of a movie theater.
Well, yeah, it's the States.
It's only a couple $100.
That's the States. This is Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
We get price caps for everything here in Ontario.
Yeah,
we have free healthcare, but we don't. So,
anyway, that is it for us for the news.
Yep.
So that was 2 weeks worth of news.
Yeah.
Now we go on this day in film and television history, where it's literally on this day, not on this day 2 weeks ago, on today. Yeah,
literally just today. There's nothing for video games, by the way. I will just say
there is barely anything either for.
Yeah.
There's some wrestling news. In 1990, so 30 years ago, Sting joins the legendary Four Horsemen, which were comprised of Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Orly Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. But Tully Blanchard left in 1990 for the WWF, and Sting joined in. And yeah.
And not much video games, because this time of year, video games usually are not released. So not much going on January 2nd, 3rd.
2nd.
Is it 2nd today? I thought it was the 3rd.
The 3rd. No, yeah, it's the 2nd.
It's the 2nd, yeah. No, video games don't get released this time of year, so there's no video game news this time.
Well, this ends another edition of A Brew for Two podcast.
Yep.
We'll be back on our regular scheduled programming
every week.
Every weekend.
Unless we're on vacation.
Unless one of us is on vacation, which there's no future plans of us going on vacation.
Well, I mean, we could still go to Sault Ste. Marie. That is still a thing.
That is still a thing, but there's no future plans. There might
be future. I'll make plans now. We can go away in the summer. Fuck it, let's go take a week in the summer.
Yeah, that's true. But as for now, you can always follow us on any social media. Facebook, A Brew for Two.
Yep.
Facebook, Twitter at A Brew for Two.
Yep.
Instagram at A Brew for Two podcast.
Yep.
And you can follow me at A Gingerfriend92, and you can follow Derek at
King Derek on everything.
And with that being said, all our plugs are done, and good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.